If you watched my very first video on greatest common factoring, it was very simple and only a 3 could be factored out, no variables. Every example I did after that had variables, or I'm sorry, had coefficients that were factored out. That doesn't always happen. So here's an example of that. My two coefficients are 3 and 5. They're both prime numbers, which means their only factors are 1 in themselves. But you're not going to factor out the number 1 because if you divide anything by 1, it's just what you started with. So you'll never factor out a greatest common factor of a 1. Since 3 and 5, 3 doesn't go into 5, 5 doesn't go into 3, I can't pull out any common numbers. So I'm just going to move on to the variables. And this is an m to the 6th, and this is an m to the 3rd, and they have an m to the 3rd in common. Remember, m to the 6th is really an m, 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 and an m to the 3rd is an m, m, m. And all they have in common is 1, 2, 3 m's. So I will factor out an m cubed. Then I'll move on to my n's. I've got an n to the 4th and an n to the 5th. And so the greatest thing they have in common, remember, n to the 4th is n times n times n times n, and n to the 5th is n times n times n times n times n. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4 n's in common, or n to the 4th. So I'm still going to have this 3. M to the 6th divided by m to the 3rd would leave me with an m to the 3rd. N to the 4th divided by n to the 4th just cancels out. Bring down the minus sign. I can't pull anything from the 5, so there's the 5. If you take an m to the 3rd from an m to the 3rd, that's gone. And then an n to the 4th divided by an, or n to the 5th divided by n to the 4th is an n to the 1st. Does that make sense? Maybe I should have shown the division, sorry. If you take m to the 6th divided by m to the 3rd, 3 of the m's in the bottom cancel out 3 in the top, just leaving you with 3. 6 minus 3 is 3. And n to the 4th divided by n to the 4th just cancels out as one whole. And 1 times your 3m cubed is a 3m cubed. And then over here, the 5 just stays there. M cubed divided by m cubed cancels out. And n to the 5th divided by n to the 4th, these 4 cancel out 5 of these, leaving you with 1. But n to the 1 is just an n. And this is my factored answer. So that explains that situation. And I think I'm just going to do one more greatest common factor video. I'll make it a pretty complicated one.